Good evening, everyone. We are back. Welcome to the Overtime Podcast presented by the Varsity Sports Show. Vince DeLisio and Saguaro SaberCats boys basketball coach Lucas Ramirez here for another fun time. Coach, I've been seeing you so much that I even don't even know how you have time to coach a basketball team.
I was going to say a couple times in 1 week, how lucky are we? Fortunately, we have a really good coaching staff here. So when I'm busy fulfilling my weekly obligations with you, they're able to hold it all together.
Contract with us. So Coach, I got to tell you, this is really, you guys are having a nice little postseason surge here. What's been the key?
I think just trying to play your best basketball the right time of the year. We always talk to our teams every year, no matter where I've been, we always talk about playing your best basketball January, February, when it really matters. We always can be better and there's always things we can improve upon, and we're always kind of hunting.
Let's talk about the win. And obviously no secret, you guys had a 22-point victory hosting Tucson Cholla in the second round of the playoffs on Wednesday night. You advanced to the Elite Eight. Before we get to that, let's talk quarter by quarter, and we'll go through our normal drill. Final few seconds of each quarter, starting with the first, and then we'll get some feedback from you on that. Here we go. Okay, 16-4, end of the first quarter. Take us through the quarter. Hot start toward the end. What happened?
Yeah, no, I think the score may have been a little deceiving. I thought we got off to a slow start.
Mendoza kicks up to Allen. Right by Poom, and Poom stop, pulls up for two. No good. And that will conclude the first half between the Saguaro SaberCats and Cholla.
Okay, so you maintained an 18-point lead going in at halftime. What was the thought process? What was the talk tracks during your halftime? Because that's a pretty comfortable lead.
Have that mentality of it's a new half, and, try and be a little more cleaner than we were in the first half.
Awesome. Okay, advancing to the third quarter now, coming out at the half. Some teams get complacent. They get comfortable. They're like, man, we've got such a comfortable lead. We're going to, put the brakes on a little bit. We're going to catch our breath. Let's see what happened here.
Pulls up 4-3 and drops it in at the buzzer as they will finish the quarter of 59-32.
Okay. Wow. 27 points and nailing a three right at the buzzer.
Yeah, no, it was a great play by Pierce Harrington, and definitely got the gym rocking a little bit. Almost had him on the edge of their seat to see if the ball was going to drop in there, but a little shooter's touch. Great momentum to go into the fourth quarter. It felt like at the end of that quarter we finally started to kind of hit our rhythm a little bit, as crazy as that sounds, despite having the lead that we had. Which is a good sign for us, because if you're up by that much and as a staff, we still don't feel like we're playing our best, it's a pretty good sign.
Great teams don't get this far being complacent, and you guys were playing a really good team the other night. They could have fought back, and that fourth quarter could have been up for grabs despite being down as much as they were at the end of the third. Let's take a look at how the game shook out at the end.
As this will run out this game, as the Saguaro SaberCats will defeat the Cholla Chargers 82-6.
22-point victory. Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, no, it was nice to from what it looks like, end our home slate of games, with a victory, for our community, and nice momentum obviously going into Friday night. So Cholla gave us everything they had. They have one young man who could fill it up, and he had unlimited range and the ultimate green light, so he was tough to play against, but it was a solid night at the Cat's Den.
All right. When we come back from the break in 1 minute, we're going to talk a little bit about your next opponent that you face a few hours from now. We'll be right back.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
What's up, everybody? It's Rob Blackney, Medicine in Motion, out here in Paris. We're here at the Roland Garros.
All right, welcome back to the Overtime Podcast, presented by the Varsity Sports Show. My name is Vince Delicio, joined, as always, by Saguaro SaberCat basketball coach and great friend of mine, Lucas Ramirez. Coach, let's talk about what you've got coming up here in a very short time. Friday night, heading down to Tucson to play a familiar foe with a very similar name, Saguaro.
I'm going to make the same joke that I made in December. You know, it's going to be a good night for Saguaro. You know, we'll find out about this time tomorrow. You know, one of us will be feeling better than the other, but you know, it's exactly what you want. You know, it's a Friday night playoff game, you know, with a lot on the line. You know, they have a great little community over there, and I don't mean little in a bad way. Like it's a great environment, old school gym. You know, so we're excited to have another opportunity to go down to Tucson this year and you know, just lay it all on the line. And they are very well coached. They're very well prepared. They have a talented team. It's going to be a good high school basketball game, you know, so we got to be disciplined and detail oriented and ready to go. But they've won a lot of games this year and they've done a heck of a job. So it kind of all goes out the window this time of the year. You know, it's just 0-0, balls up, and, you know, we got to scrap for it every possession. So we're looking forward to it for sure.
Well, they're 8-0 in region, winning the region, 10-1 in conference, as you can see right there, 16-2, 22-3 overall. You guys, won by 27 very early in the season at their place. What's it going to take to do it again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the spread will be, you know, that like that. It was the first time. You know, we were fortunate, like I said, to, you know, go on the road, go in a tough environment, and win big like that. That's really hard to do. You know, so we were really proud of our guys, you know, that evening, and
it's going to be great. And in fact, you can get to the game by the link right above my head here, by the QR code. Just scan the code. It'll take you right to the broadcast, which tips off at 7 p.m. tonight. Congratulations. Good luck, Coach Lucas and the rest of the SaberCat squad, advancing to the Elite Eight, going through familiar turf in Tucson, Saguaro. Next game, with a victory, puts you in the Final Four on Monday night at the high seed. So we'll look forward to that and looking forward to a big win tonight. Coach, on behalf of our audience, thank you so much for participating, and we wish you luck, and we'll see you after the game.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you. Go Cats.